Making headlines, President Dr. Mohammad Moiz stresses the critical role of stability in achieving national development, pledging that his administration would prevent any efforts to disrupt the nation's peace and harmony. President Moiz said the government aims to strengthen the management of the agricultural sector and ensure food security with homegrown produce. And Speaker of the Parliament Abdur Rahim Abdullah states that President Dr. Mohammad Moiz is consistently proving that he will fulfill his pledges. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to PSM News in English with me, Idham Naim. President Dr. Mohammad Moiz stresses the critical role of stability in achieving national development, pledging that his administration would prevent any efforts to disrupt the nation's peace and harmony. Speaking to the residential community of Mamendu as part of his 3-day tour of the Huadu Atoll, President Dr. Moiz stated the advantages of development can only be fully realized by the people if there is stability. No entity will be permitted to destabilize the nation and undermine its peace and harmony, he added. Highlighting the achievements of his administration over the past 14 months, President Dr. Moiz underscored that maintaining stability and harmony has been a top priority. He reassured the public that no actions have been taken against opposition members and none have been detained or arrested during his tenure. President Dr. Moiz articulated his vision for national development, stressing that it requires the full support and cooperation of the people. The President also spoke about his administration's housing policies, highlighting significant efforts funded by the state budget and supported by banks to address housing constraints. He addressed his hope that by the end of his 5-year tenure, every Maldivian citizen would have the opportunity to own some form of housing through the administration's schemes. President Dr. Mohammad Moiz has stated that the Maldives' agricultural sector has a bright future. Addressing the residents of Nilandu Gaf Alif Atoll as part of his ongoing visit to the atoll, President Moiz said the government's aim is to strengthen the management of the agriculture sector and ensure food security with homegrown produce. The government is already seeking investors to develop the sector, he confirmed. He noted that the agricultural sector is vital in terms of diversifying the country's economy, pledging to ensure farmers in Nilandu and across the Maldives can generate profit from agricultural products. Noting the government's policy of ensuring adequate health care through health centers for island populations, the President vowed to expand health services in Nilandu, shedding the light on the issues with the island's harbour. He pledged to find a solution that satisfies the people while also effectively addressing the erosion issues faced by the island. He also pledged to resume the island's currently suspended water and sewerage project as well as develop a multi-purpose school hall as promised during the presidential campaign. The President concluded his remarks by assuring the people he would prioritize their needs and ensure their vision for the island is actualized. Speaker of the Parliament Abdur Rahim Abdullah states that President Dr. Mohammad Moiz is consistently proving that he will fulfill his pledges. The Speaker made the statement in a special interview with Divihiraj J.K. Adu. The Speaker said President Moiz is different from previous presidents who have ruled in the Maldives in the past. He noted that the President is a man of noble character who values those who walk alongside him. The Speaker described him as both knowledgeable and politically experienced. Elaborating on the President's character, which enables him to work closely with others, Abdur Rahim said he nominated President Moiz as the best candidate to contest the 2023 presidential election as he believed Moiz would be accepted by the people given the country's circumstance at the time. His performance in the capacity of the Minister of Housing as well as the Mayor of Mali City Council is also a testament to his ability to fulfill his pledges to the people, he added. Addressing attempts by some individuals to weaken the bond between himself and the President, Abdurrahim said such efforts will not succeed. He expressed his full confidence in the President. Minister of Foreign Affairs Dr. Abdullah Khalil concludes his official visit to the United Arab Emirates UAE on Thursday. Undertaken at the invitation of Sheikh Abdullah bin Zayed Al Nahyan, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs of the UAE, the visit marks another significant milestone in the robust and enduring relationship between the Maldives and the UAE. During his visit, Minister Khalil engaged in high-level discussions with Sheikh Abdullah, focusing on enhancement of bilateral ties and the identification of new areas of cooperation. These discussions underscored a mutual commitment to advancing shared interest for the benefit of both nations, the Foreign Ministry said in a statement. In addition to these pivotal talks, Minister Khalil met with senior UAE government officials to explore potential opportunities in critical sectors such as tourism, fisheries, renewable energy, connectivity, and infrastructure development. These interactions highlighted the Maldives' dedication to building strategic partnerships with UAE-based businesses, according to the Foreign Ministry. Minister Khalil also held meetings with the key UAE investors, reinforcing the Maldives' commitment to establishing and strengthening strategic partnerships with businesses in the region. During these engagements, Minister Khalil expressed his gratitude for the UAE's long-standing support and generous contributions to the Maldives' developmental journey. This visit has further solidified the enduring partnership between the Maldives and the UAE, a relationship founded on shared values and mutual aspirations for economic development, the Foreign Ministry said. Minister of Transport and Civil Aviation Mohammed Amin discloses the government's plans to establish a new entity dedicated to aviation safety investigations. This announcement was made during an interview on PSM News Rajamid program. During the interview, Minister Amin announced the government's intention to establish a dedicated authority tasked with overseeing aviation safety and investigating accidents and incidents. Underscoring the urgent need to enhance the nation's aviation safety protocols, he noted that the International Civil Aviation Organization ICAO will conduct a safety audit of the Maldives aviation sector in June 2025. The government is committed to achieving superior results in this audit compared to previous evaluations, he said. Consequently, the government has revised the mandate of the Civil Aviation Authority CAA to align with the standards established by the International Civil Aviation Organization. This initiative forms part of a comprehensive strategy aimed at achieving favorable results in the forthcoming audit, according to the minister. Minister Amin provided further details on the proposed entity, emphasizing its significance in removing aircraft accidents investigation from the responsibilities of CAA. In addition to these initiatives, Minister Amin disclosed that proposed legislative amendments have been submitted to the Attorney General for review. These legislative changes are integral to the ministry's continuous efforts to fortify the air transportation sector, he said. Minister Amin also underscored President Dr. Mohamed Moises' dedication to strengthening the aviation sector. Initiatives are currently in progress to ensure that the Civil Aviation Authority collaborates effectively with other stakeholders in the aviation industry to achieve this objective, he added. Presently, the Maldives is home to 19 airports nationwide with ongoing efforts to develop additional facilities. The country takes pride in possessing the world's largest seaplane fleet. The National Drug Agency NDA starts discussions with key stakeholders to deliberate on the training of additional drug counselors. These counselors would play a critical role in the recovery process, utilizing various techniques and approaches to address addiction and support individuals in overcoming substance use disorders.
The NDA's discussions on training counselors included the Ministry of Health and Healthcare insurance provider Allied Insurance Company Private Limited. The primary objective of this initiative is to ensure that trained counselors are available on all inhabited islands across the country. As part of this initiative, the training program for counselors will be conducted online. However, NDA chairperson Lubna Zahir revealed that certain modules of the program will necessitate face-to-face interaction. She further noted that the National Institute for Research and Addiction Studies, established to address the issues related to drug addiction and substance abuse, has been inactive for the past 12 years. She said that the NDA is currently focused on expanding the scope of the institute. The institute is mandated to conduct research and studies on the prevalence of drug addiction in the Maldives. According to Lubna, to facilitate these studies, the NDA will provide the institute with access to its extensive data collection, which is deemed essential for the research. In addition to preparing to launch training programs for addiction counselors, the NDA is also working on enforcing legal action against drug offenders who fail to engage with or comply with treatment protocols. In October 2024, the NDA's Board of Directors met with senior officials of the Drug Court to deliberate on ways to take legal action against drug offenders sentenced to treatment but not complying with the efforts. The meeting further addressed the need to strengthen the treatment system for drug offenders. Statistics indicate that there are approximately 7,500 known drug offenders in the country. The primary goals of providing counseling for these individuals include addressing the underlying causes of addiction and helping them develop coping mechanisms to manage stress and triggers. Counselors also aim to prevent relapse by equipping individuals with long-term strategies for sobriety and improve overall mental health and well-being.
Minister of Foreign Affairs Dr. Abdullah Khalil extends condolences and expressed solidarity with his Chinese counterpart Wang Yi following the devastating earthquake in China's Xizang Autonomous Region. In his message to Minister Wang, Minister Khalil conveyed his profound sorrow over the tragic loss of lives, the injuries sustained and the extensive damage to property and infrastructure in Dingri County. The earthquake that struck southwest China's Xizang Autonomous Region caused widespread devastation and prompted national distress. The powerful earthquake struck a remote region of Tibet, resulting in at least 126 fatalities and more than 100 injuries, with tremors felt in Nepal, Bhutan and parts of northern India. The United States Geological Survey reported a magnitude of 7.1 on the Richter scale, while the China Earthquake Network Center CENC recorded a magnitude of 6.8. The earthquake's epicenter was in Shingatse's high-altitude county of Dingri, located on the Chinese side of Mount Everest and home to about 62,000 people. At least 126 people were killed and 188 others were injured, according to Chinese media. British luxury automaker Rolls-Royce said on Wednesday it will invest £300 million to expand its Goodwood plant to focus more on bespoke cars for high-end clients, featuring anything from gold sculptures to mother-of-pearl artwork. As with other high-end automakers, Rolls-Royce has seen a rise in demand for high-margin personalized car content from wealthy consumers. In 2024 alone, the BMW-owned company said its artisans crafted exquisite details that included solid 18-karat gold sculptures, embroideries consisting of more than 869,500 stitches, wood veneers including 500 individually shaped pieces of wood, and holographic paint finishes. The investment is the largest since the plant opened in 2003, when it employed 300 people and made 1 car a day, the company said. Today, Goodwood employs 2,500 people and produces 28 cars daily, it said. Rolls-Royce also said that globally it sold 5,712 cars in 2024, a drop of more than 5% versus the 6,032 cars sold in 2023, which it said was in line with its expectations as it switches over the new models. The prospects of US President-elect Donald Trump following through on a threat to introduce tariffs is also not going to derail Brown Ridge's vision of the company's future. Various stores and restaurants in Palisades Village, an upscale shopping outlet in Pacific Palisades, California, were found burned down to the ground on Wednesday, with only exteriors of buildings and debris remaining after wildfires raged through the village.
The Palisades fire consumed 15,832 acres and hundreds of structures in the hills between Santa Monica and Malibu, racing down Topanga Canyon until reaching the Pacific Ocean on Tuesday. More than 100,000 people were ordered to evacuate as dry hurricane-force winds hindered firefighting operations and spread the fires, which have burned parched terrain almost unimpeded since they began on Tuesday. The fires struck at an especially vulnerable time for Southern California, which has not seen significant rainfall for months. Scientists say the fires, erupting well outside of the traditional wildfire season, mark the latest in weather extremes that are likely to escalate further as global temperatures continue to climb in coming decades.
France coach Didier Deschamps confirms that he will leave the national team after the 2026 World Cup, saying it was time to stop as Zinedine Zidane appears as the heavy favorite to take over.
The French Soccer Federation, FFF, told that Deschamps, who is France's longest-serving national team coach, will not seek to renew his contract, which expires in 2026. But FFF President Philippe Dello said it was too soon to name a replacement. Les Bleus have yet to qualify for the 2026 World Cup. Deschamps took over from fellow 1998 World Cup winner Laurent Blanc in 2012 and led France to the World Cup title in 2018, 2 years after reaching the European Championship final on home soil. Having had won trophies with every club he managed before becoming France coach, Deschamps also claimed the 2021 Nations League title with Les Bleus. The former France captain, one of only 3 people to win football's most prestigious prize as a player and a coach, guided the national team to the World Cup final again in 2022, losing to Argentina on penalties after one of the best matches in the tournament's history. His former France teammate Zidane, who headed a double in the team's 3-0 victory against Brazil in the 1998 World Cup final, has repeatedly said he would like to manage Les Bleus after a sterling coaching career at Real Madrid, whom he guided to 3 consecutive Champions League titles from 2016 to 2018.
At CES 2025, Woongjin Think Big introduces an artificial intelligence AI reading platform.
The new platform, Bookstory, uses AI to offer an immersive reading experience. The company won a CES 2025 Best Innovation Award. The system works by scanning a book, detecting its contents, and transforming it into an AI experience.
Our company is Bookstory, so essentially we transform normal storytelling into a much more immersive reading experience through AI. So it's able to, through our application, it's able to scan every kind of picture book and analyze and detect its contents and make reading into an audio version or a regular normal reading version.
When a book is placed under a sensor, the AI instantly detects the pages and begins reading aloud. It is also able to generate a song about the book by using its song mode. Theater mode creates a theater-like experience about the story. Book Story can also translate books into multiple languages in real time, allowing children and adults to explore new languages while reading. Another product is ARpedia, which allows users to interact with the book's content through paper markers. These markers activate AR, augmented reality features. Zainab Hassan Ali, a CES attendee, was impressed by the concept.
I think it's a great book. It's a good concept. I love the idea that you can have multiple books that you can scan and then be able to listen back to. I like the functionality of the interactive nature in which you can visualize this book.
Book Story will be available for purchase in March 2025, while ARpedia is already available online.
That concludes the news for now. Thank you for watching PSM News. Have a good day.